guys, it's Cassandra Williams, Educational Innovation 360. So today we're going to talk about teachers and making sure that they love morning meetings. Thinking about your morning meeting, it is a game changer, especially in education. Thinking about what does it do for your classroom community, and then what does it do for your social emotional learning throughout the day. It really sets the tone. If you can just dedicate 15 to 30 minutes each morning on this, you will see increased engagement, maybe more support in their behavior, and academic achievement. So consider morning meetings in your everyday movement in the classroom. Okay, you may ask, what are morning meetings? Well, of course, here are the four components, right? What are you doing to greet your students? Making sure everybody is greeted by their name. How are you sharing stories? What is your group activity? And then what is the message that is written for all the students to resonate and to think about at the end of the day? And then what does the implementation look like? We're talking about, usually it's school-wide. So if you're going to do this, make this a part of the school fabric. Now, I've seen this used in elementary, middle, and even high school. Thinking about what are the techniques that best resonate with the grade level that you're servicing. Whether you're doing circle seating, where you're communicating with each other, equity sticks, talking sticks, right? Who's the griot, who commands the conversation. Sometimes the teacher is not even in the conversation, but is a bystander to support the conversation. What are your themed prompts that we can talk about, like what happened over the weekend, what happened in your day, what's happening in your life, and then what are the interactive activities that you can do to further team build your class. What exercises can you do? Some academic review games, whatever it takes to get them talking, asking questions, and building a community within the classroom. Now, morning meeting, we know, builds these strong relationships and really thinking about trust. How do you have a climate in your classroom about trust? This mutual respect throughout the day that starts at the beginning of the day. It strengthens connections with others, and students all have a voice and they feel a sense of belonging. And number one, we know it improves social emotional skills, right? We're talking about what does it mean to have empathy development, active listening, students looking at what does the body movement look like? What is the conflict resolution when something comes up in the classroom? And how can our students regulate their own emotions? Now, like I've seen this in multiple classrooms, so how are we enhancing our academic success? So in elementary classrooms, sometimes the teacher starts out and we're all using the rotation. In middle school, sometimes the teacher is in, sometimes the teacher is out. In high school, sometimes the teacher is in, and sometimes the teacher is out as a facilitator. So always thinking about your role, but always understand what does the smooth transition look like for when they come in the classroom to where they know, okay, learning is ready to take place. What do we do to make sure students have an increased focus, right? This improves the academic engagement. And then being able to cognitively read each other. And it prepares our students' minds, and then it helps with literacy, right? It reinforces the skills that we're doing every single day. Oh my God, let me tell you, this is a game changer. This helps reduce behavior issues in the classroom before it even begins. Really thinking about our students already know that this is a predictable routine. We know exactly what's going to happen. I can get things off my chest at the beginning of the day so it doesn't fester, right? We understand that this is an emotional check-in. Sometimes this emotional check-in may not be with the group. It could be with the teacher, but really thinking about what does the culture of our classroom look like so we can make sure that this is a group. And then what is the community accountability? Where do we all step in and support one another? And then how are we measuring our outcomes? Thinking about what, now that we've incorporated morning meetings, what does that mean? Are we seeing less discipline issues? Are we seeing less referrals, less arguments because we have been able to work things out in a lot of our morning meetings? Now, if you think about this, this is such a small snippet of your day. If we can allocate 15 to 30 minutes, you will have increased engagement, less disruptions, and then more learning time, being able to understand some of the concerns of the day, as well as nurture that collective trust in your classroom. So here are some of the current statistics and research behind that. So academic achievement, right? So here on the dark green are schools with morning meeting, and the light green are schools without morning meeting. You see the difference in academic achievement, positive classroom environment, engagement in student success, social emotional learning and development. We are seeing growth in every area because of this 15 to 30 minutes a day. Now, if you know me, I'm all about that action, right? What are you going to do to implement the strategies today? I want you to start small. Start small and build with simple greetings. That's something you could do really easy so they're comfortable, and make that consistent. Number two, adapt it for every grade level. Have these conversations on what does it look like for second grade? What does it look like for fifth? And how are we making the transition to middle school to keep this trend going? So thinking of all these pieces coming to fruition, and we all are doing morning meeting pieces throughout the day. I hope these tips help. Talk to you later for more. Bye.